Let's talk about lithium, the essential metal powering your phone, your car, and the green revolution. It's the silent force behind the batteries that keep our modern world running, from the smallest gadgets in your pocket to the electric vehicles transforming our roads. Without lithium, the dream of a cleaner, greener future would be impossible. For years, Chile was the world's lithium gold mine, with private companies reaping most of the rewards. Vast salt flats and mineral-rich deserts made Chile the beating heart of global lithium production, but most of the profits flowed out of the country, leaving local communities with little to show for their natural wealth. But in a bold move, Chile's government decided it wanted more control and more profit from its own resources. Leaders realized that simply watching foreign companies get rich wasn't enough. It was time for Chile to take charge of its destiny. President Gabriel Boric orchestrated a deal. Codelco, the state copper giant, was called in to help rewrite the rules of the game. And SQM, a private company with a controversial past, was suddenly facing a new reality. Their dominance was no longer guaranteed, and the days of unchecked private control were numbered. The two were forced into a joint venture, combining state oversight with private expertise. It was a partnership born out of necessity, not choice. This new entity would control the Atacama Desert's lithium, the world's largest source. Whoever controlled this region would shape the future of global energy. Why? Because Chile was tired of getting crumbs while others got rich off its minerals. The people demanded a fair share, and the government listened. The government wanted lithium profits to fund public services, education, healthcare, pensions. The vision was clear: transform mineral wealth into real benefits for every Chilean, from the youngest students to the oldest retirees. Years of public pressure and environmental activism led to this moment. Indigenous communities, environmentalists, and everyday citizens all played a role in demanding change and accountability. The state, via Codelco, would soon hold a majority stake, starting in 2031. This gradual transition was designed to ensure stability while shifting power back to the people. It wasn't expropriation, but a strategic, legal power shift. The government used the law, not force, to reclaim control, showing the world a new way to manage natural resources. The message: Chile's resources would now benefit Chileans first. For the first time in decades, hope was in the air that the nation's riches would serve its own people. This move reshuffled the global lithium game overnight. Investors, automakers, and governments worldwide scrambled to respond to Chile's bold new policy. The world was watching as Chile took the driver's seat, setting a precedent for resource-rich nations everywhere. The Great Lithium Heist? It turned out to be a story of taking back what was always theirs. Enter Tianqi Lithium, China's lithium giant, a company that had rapidly risen to become one of the world's most influential players in the booming electric vehicle battery market, with China's government pushing hard to dominate the global supply chain for critical minerals. Tianqi was at the forefront of this strategic push. In a bold move, Tianqi spent over $4 billion to acquire a significant stake in SQM, Chile's lithium powerhouse. This was more than just a business transaction. It was a calculated bet to secure a steady stream of lithium, the white gold, essential for powering the world's electric cars and devices. The deal was supposed to guarantee China's lithium supply for years to come, giving it a powerful edge in the global battery race. With this investment, China hoped to cement its influence over a resource that would shape the future of energy and transportation. But then, the unexpected happened. The Codelco SQM deal, orchestrated by the Chilean government, changed everything overnight. Suddenly, the rules of the game were rewritten. Despite being a major shareholder, Tianqi found itself sidelined as the Chilean state asserted control over the country's lithium assets. Their seat at the table was taken away, and their voice in key decisions was silenced. Overnight, Tianqi's influence evaporated. What was once a strategic investment became little more than a passive stake in a state-run venture with no real power to shape the future. Desperate to regain control, Tianqi launched legal challenges, but Chilean courts sided firmly with the government. Every attempt to reverse the decision was denied. It was like buying a VIP ticket to the hottest show in town, only to be left standing outside in the parking lot, watching the party from afar. Tianqi lost its ability to steer strategy or guarantee lithium shipments for China's hungry factories. The supply chain they thought they'd secured was suddenly out of reach. the company was reduced to a minority investor, with little say and even less influence. Their multi-billion-dollar gamble had backfired spectacularly. Billions were spent, but now Tianqi's fate and China's lithium ambitions were subject to Chile's national priorities, not Beijing's strategic plans. This wasn't just a business setback, it was a major blow to China's global ambitions, a stark reminder that money can't always buy influence abroad. In the end, Chile proved that a democracy could put its own national interests above those of a foreign superpower. The world took notice, and the message was clear. The era of easy resource deals was over. To understand Chile's move, look to the Atacama Desert and its people. Years of resentment brewed as locals saw their land and water exploited for foreign profit. Lithium mining drained scarce water, threatening fragile ecosystems and indigenous livelihoods. The Licanante people, whose ancestral lands are at stake, fought for their rights and environmental protection. For them, this wasn't just about money, it was about survival and culture. President Boric, elected on promises of justice, responded to these demands. His lithium strategy aimed for sustainability, equity, and respect for local communities. The government finally sided with its citizens over corporate interests. The nationalization was a direct answer to public outcry. Chile's lithium would now serve its people, not just shareholders. Boric's plan was radical but also deeply pragmatic. He knew that transforming Chile's lithium industry would require bold action, but also careful negotiation with powerful interests. An outright government takeover would have triggered international lawsuits, investor panic, and economic chaos. Instead, Boric opted for a public-private partnership, a compromise that balanced ambition with stability. Under this model, the state would control profits and make key decisions, but private companies, especially SQM, Chile's lithium giant, would provide the technical expertise and operational know-how that the government lacked. SQM already held the mining rights and cutting-edge technology. Partnering with them was the fastest, most efficient way to shift control of the industry without disrupting production or risking jobs. Chile's state copper company Codelco had no experience in lithium. To get started, it needed to learn from SQM's decades of expertise, building capacity for the future. The joint venture officially launches in 2025. SQM will manage day-to-day operations at first, but Codelco will oversee the partnership and gradually increase its share of control and profits. By 2031, Codelco will take majority control and leadership, marking a historic shift in ownership of Chile's lithium resources. This is nationalization in slow motion, legally airtight, carefully negotiated, and designed to avoid the messy expropriations of the past. This public-private partnership model will become the blueprint for all future lithium projects in Chile. The state will always hold the majority, ensuring national interests come first. Chile is sending a clear message. The country is open for business and welcomes investment, but only on its own terms, with the state as the main stakeholder. The era when private companies walked away with most of the profits is ending. Now more of the wealth generated from lithium will stay in Chile. These new revenues will be reinvested in research, technology, and economic diversification, helping Chile move beyond raw materials and into innovation. The ultimate goal, a sustainable lithium industry that benefits all Chileans, supporting families, education, and communities for generations to come. This wasn't expropriation. No army, no takeovers. The government used SQM's expiring license as leverage, partner up, or lose everything. SQM chose partnership, securing a future role but giving up control. The deal was announced in 2023, signed in 2024, and the joint venture launches in 2025. From 2025 to 2030, profits tilt heavily to the state, up to 70% of the margin. This transition lets Codelco learn the business while the state cashes in. On January 1, 2031, Codelco takes majority control of the board. Tianqi's stake becomes a minority share in a state-led company with little influence. Dividends shrink as the state carves up the pie differently. Chile nationalized profits and control, without seizing assets. The strategy respected property rights, but flipped the power structure. The government sidestepped legal fallout, limited foreign power, and secured its future. It was a masterclass in political and economic maneuvering. The market's reaction was swift. Tianqi's stock plummeted. Investors realized their prized asset was now just a passive stake in a state-run project. Billions in value were wiped out as lithium prices also crashed globally. Tianqi faced a double blow: lost influence in Chile and falling commodity prices. Other companies, like Albemarle, scrambled to renegotiate with Chile. The message: adapt to the new rules or risk being left behind. The market hated the uncertainty, but respected Chile's boldness. The rules had changed. State control was now the norm. Tianqi's bet on capital and influence failed against Chile's democratic will. The verdict: Chile outmaneuvered the competition. Chile's move sent shockwaves through the lithium triangle. Chile, Argentina, Bolivia. Bolivia doubled down on state control, inspired by Chile's success. In Argentina, activists and politicians now demand a bigger share for locals, eyeing Chile's model. China's global strategy took a hit. Its plan to control supply chains faces new political risks. Even the US and Europe are watching, eager to partner with countries prioritizing transparency and sustainability. Chile's move shows democracies can assert control over critical resources. The global race is now about building ethical, resilient supply chains. The old model of foreign extraction is under threat. Chile's precedent is reshaping the rules for everyone. The competition for lithium just got a lot more interesting. Why does this matter to you? Because the future of green energy is being decided in Chile's Atacama Desert. The fight over lithium is about who profits from the green revolution and who bears the costs. For decades, the global south supplied resources while the north reaped the benefits. Chile's new model demands fairer profits and democratic control. Revenue from lithium could transform Chilean society, funding education, healthcare, and sustainability. State control brings new accountability for environmental and human rights. The government must now deliver on promises of sustainability and justice. Indigenous communities are demanding a real partnership and a share in the benefits. Chile's experiment is a test. Can we build a green economy that's also just? The answer will shape the price and the ethics of your next electric car.